Yo, what up? Adam, if you made it this far, this is a little gift for you. We are gonna learn how to make some Kingdom Hearts sea salt ice cream. Woo! Oh, shoot. Alright, so this is the first time we're doing this from scratch. If I remember correctly, you like messing with your hands. You like building with your hands, cooking from scratch. This was a crazy freaking recipe that I found online, and we're gonna go ahead and just start right now. So we started with a bowl of eggs. I think the recipe called between 3 to 4 eggs, something like that. And we're getting the blueberries out. See, there's 4 eggs right there. Getting all set and ready. Here's some other ingredients. We got some milk, some sea salt, even some vanilla. We're gonna take a few of the strawberries out. We just want the blueberries, some blackberries. We're actually gonna use the blueberries and boil them. Well, not really boil them, but we're gonna make them hot so then we can get the pigment, which will be sort of pinkish purplish. And then you see that baking soda, that yellow box, orange box. We're gonna pour that in later and it's gonna turn blue. Apparently baking soda. Okay, so here's the ingredients. We got some honey, which we're actually supposed to use whipped cream. We're using honey, sea salt, vanilla, baking soda. Check out our boiling. Let's look at our progress. See, you see the pigment slowly starting to ooze out of the fruit. Now, technically, we're supposed to dispose of the physical squishiness. See, look, now it's all boiled. Okay, so we're separating some eggs. We separated the egg yolks from the egg whites. I think we're going to focus on mostly... Okay, so we're going to stir each bowl. Stirring the whites first. And we're preparing some milk. We're preparing to cook some milk, but it should not boil. In fact, I don't think any of these should boil. Alright, so, oh my god, damn, that's a lot of sugar. Alright, we're going to be prepared to blend this one. And it's going to, god, it's getting everywhere, god damn, but... Okay, not gonna lie, it's actually starting to look good already. Some raw eggs. Just a crap load of sugar. That's me blending it right now. Making sure it's a good amount of mixture in there. Sort of a custard type material mixture. Okay, we got the cooked milk and we're pouring it in the bowl of the egg yolk with sugar. We're gonna leave the egg whites alone for a bit. Still preparing the blueberry in the background. We're gonna blend once again. Make sure it's all good and foamy. Whirlwind. Now, I have to warn you, as the blueberries are being prepped in the background, the final product, unfortunately, is not the light blue that we're familiar with sea salt ice cream. But you know, this is our first attempt. It's not that bad. Look, just checking in progress report. I mean, we're getting that blueberry, that milk, starting to look nice. I think we might be getting ready to pour that in soon. It's getting thick. Foamy milk as well. Nice. Okay, we're adding our baking soda. We're gonna make it blue. We're gonna see it get nice and dark in here. Turn black. Actually, it's blue. Oh, so shout out to my mom for helping me. Take a look at all of that. Looks like marshmallow. Alright, we're getting prepared to pour in our milk. Actually, I think we just mixed everything together. We pour the yellow mix, the yolk with the sugar, now into the egg whites. So everything's all together now with the milk. We're blending once again. We gotta make sure everything's very nice and blended. No little thick parts, clumps. I mean, you could if you like that. Are you a fan of pulp? I'm personally cool with it. Actually, the final product does that. Okay, we got some sea salt coming in. This is where the beach taste comes from. Because the goal of sea salt ice cream is for it to taste like the beach. Alright, little taste test. What's the verdict?
Yeah.
All right, sounds nice and yummy. All right, a little dash of vanilla. I think just a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half. Looking nice. A little bit of honey in replacement to the whipped cream. I think the whipped cream might have been a bit more of a different texture, but the honey works. All right, another blend. We gotta keep it going. The blending affects the taste. All right, so we didn't have little sticks so we're actually gonna like split some chopsticks in half to make the popsicle sticks. And we don't actually have any molds. Oh, look at the blueberries. We don't have the mold. Oh, look, the pigment is sort of a grayish dark blue. So we had high hopes that it would actually be blue blended with, the white of the mix. But, it didn't turn out that way. So we're using cups, glass cups, instead of molds. And that's okay. That's our first shot. We're getting ready to prepare our blue dye, quote unquote blue dye, in the mix. So supposedly it's supposed to be light blue, but really it's more of a gray, purple-ish flavor, almost like a cookies and cream, but like slightly purple. I don't think it's that bad. All right, get ready. Here we go. Any second. Here we go. Remember, in the actual recipe, you're not supposed to put in the clumps, but we're a waste not, want not family. So we're gonna go ahead and try it and see. Yeah, I mean, we might do an update video another time. A bit more of a closer, accurate representation of sea salt ice cream. Some more hand mix this time. Hands are different from the machines. We need some, hey, AI is taking over. We need some man-made stuff. Look at that foam. Now, not all foam is good, which is why we're throwing it out, but I personally don't mind it. All right, we're pouring it into our glass cup mold. And we're gonna pour some leftovers in our little tray. It's looking nice. Okay, here's our cups. Look at that zoom in, punch in. See, it's kind of dark and black and purple. You know what? What if this is Organization 13's version of Blue? See, well, I guess we have the Organization Trio, the clock tower. My bad. All right, so we took it out after an hour to mix it. We left it in there in the freezer for like 40 minutes to an hour. And then we could pop in those sticks. There we go. Because it froze up a little bit. And then the sticks will hold instead of just like slanting in the middle of nowhere. Here we go. And with the magic of movie making, the magic of filmmaking, we already have ice cream prepared. Boom, look at that texture. Check it out. All right, I was too excited, so I got we could leave it overnight, but I got my glass here and ready, so we're gonna taste it in just a sec. Yeah, so I actually couldn't get the stick out, so I'm just gonna use a spoon. Check it out. All right, here's the final taste test. Got some black boba in there, but let's go ahead and try it. Bottoms up. All right, it's a blast of flavor. It's like a whirlwind of all the great stuff. Blueberries are kind of not subtle, but they are not overpowering. So, do recommend going for the blue dye instead, but this is not that bad. I feel like Roxas at the top of the tower. Hey, love. Yeah, it worked. Can't go wrong. I mean, I still have a bunch of ice cream in there that I'll leave overnight and see if maybe the material is a bit more easy, I guess, but this is some solid ice cream. So, happy birthday, Adam. Happy freaking birthday. This one's for you. Have a good one. I'm gonna enjoy this for the rest of the night. Worth it.